Hello, hello, hello. I'm Greg. That's Stephanie. This is our podcast, Living in Key West. We're both real estate agents here in the beautiful Florida Keys. So if you need any help buying or selling, go ahead and reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to help you out. Stephanie.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day it is. I don't know what week it is, month, or anything. Where are we at? What's going on?
It's
Fill
September. It's September 10th.
That's a lie, but continue.
Yeah, it's September 10th, which is crazy. We just got back from one of our listings.
It's not up yet, but it will be.
Right. We're getting ready to put it on the market publicly.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were helping our clients.
It's in Big Pine, just FYI. So if anyone's interested in something in Big Pine, let us know.
Yeah. Under 800,000, as a matter of fact. Yes. It's a cute little house, but we were helping them just kind of get it ready. So we went over to see sort of the status of it. They've been working really hard on it, and we're going to be doing some staging. So we went over there to see, what they had that we could repurpose, what they need to order, things like that. So that was
just something we did a
little house call this afternoon.
Above and beyond.
Yeah, exactly. And we restocked our groceries. Thank God.
We did.
It's so easy when you get busy to neglect the things that you just need for life, like groceries or clean laundry.
I need to go eat food, and you're like,
I don't have anything.
And I'm constantly hungry, so
I know. But then you eat small amounts. You get tired of eating, so you need to eat like little amounts of food.
I mean, that's another story for another day.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, I digress.
But I know you guys are wondering why we're so fancy dressed right now. Dressed so fancy, and you just spit on me, and
you're so funny.
And that's why.
Yeah.
But we are not wearing pants, so that's why it is waist up.
Oh my God.
So, anywho, now I digress.
Yeah, seriously. This is just going off the rails immediately. Well, I think what we should talk about, if we're just going to work backwards, is the orchid haul you got yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that. So we like to put some nice orchids into, like, when we're doing open houses and showings and photos. Just makes it look a little nicer in our opinion.
Well, greenery just brings life,
in general, and you have such nice orchids down here in the Keys.
Yeah,
it's like,
absolutely. I
mean, I'll go for something else. I'm gonna be like, but if I'm spending $20, shouldn't we get this orchid?
Orchid Greg's
we end up getting orchids, but you may be able to see it in the background. If you hop on our night lives, you will see it. But it was I couldn't help myself. I didn't want to buy any orchids. I always want to buy orchids, but I didn't need another orchid. And man, when I saw this Vanda hanging, there's some pretty ones, but this one had such a root system. Like, it's literally probably like 4 feet tall. From like the blooms, like the flowers, all the way down to the roots. Yeah, it's a lot. It's healthy. So that was good. And those are usually like $34 or $35. And I was like, God, I don't even want to do that. But I was like, I'm gonna do it because Stephanie knows me well enough. I'll get home and I'll be like, man, I should have got that orchid. Yeah. And then I'll talk about it for a couple days, and then eventually she's like, you're getting that orchid next time because I don't want to hear about it anymore. So, and then when I got to the register, it was like $55. I was like, you're like, I'm committed. I was like, it's too late now. This puppy's coming home with me. So you had already bonded. So we were already best buds. Yeah. So anyways, and it's a beautiful orchid too. Yeah. I don't think it had the best looking blooms out of the Vandas that were hanging there. Yeah. I think it actually was second best. I liked one of the purple colored ones more, but that purple one didn't have that root system. Yeah. Exactly. Took that bloom from a B+ to an A+. Yeah, that's probably the biggest orchid you have. Definitely the biggest Vanda. It's definitely the biggest Vanda. Yeah. Especially when you include that root system. Yeah. Yeah. So that was exciting. Yeah, and then when we were in Big Pine, the seller had a orchid that was sitting there in a pot. I'm like, what are you doing with that orchid? He's like, I don't know. You want it? And I was like, Orchid Greg says yes. And it's actually it's a nice one. If you get on our lives, you'll see it. Yeah. And it's cool. So I'm excited about that. Excited to see what the bloom looks like on it and all that. So so you've had, this weekend has been quite the orchid weekend. And I've been really good about not getting orchids. And then I get two. Well, we got more than that. You get two from our seller. Yep. And then you got one.
You got your big Vanda, and then you got a few other ones that we bought for our house that were...
I got to be at like 40 orchids by now.
Probably.
Guys, I have a problem.
An orchid problem.
And orchids are their names.
Yeah.
So that's been exciting. Yeah. Speaking of orchids, the Orchid Society is back in town. They're always in town, but probably take a break during summer. And the first meeting is coming up, I think, the 17th?
It's the 17th. That's what I had in my head,
So this coming up Sunday. And it's at one of the person's house. So anyways, if anyone's interested that is in Key West that wants to attend the Orchid Society, you probably have to sign up and be a member of the Orchid Society. Or maybe not. I don't know. They put it up on their Instagram and stuff. But DM us. I'll let you know where it is.
Yeah.
I'll go check out their Instagram
I think I don't even really know what you do because we haven't been to a meeting yet.
We haven't. I think one of the guys just is going to speak. I think he went somewhere. The house where we go to, he went somewhere where there's orchids. I don't know. I kind of glanced at there's an email sent out.
But also all these people are like major orchid people, like lovers and cultivators. So you can bring, like if you have like an ailing orchid or a question, you can go and they sort of like will help you with it, which I think is going to be great.
I'm going to bring my witchcraft.
You got to bring your witchcraft.
What's going on with my witchcraft, guys?
Yeah, because the witchcraft, if you guys don't know, Greg bought this one a while ago, and it's like very exotic.
At the Orchid Festival.
And it's called a witchcraft, one, because it's like almost black, like it's such a deep, deep, deep red that it really looks black, but also it only blooms right around Halloween. So we've been waiting like the whole year to see this bloom, and all of a sudden we're getting closer to Halloween. I think it's going like dormant. And it's literally dropping all of its leaves. It's just going to be like a bulb. Which is
what happens when it goes dormant.
Yeah.
Although they say sometimes, well, yeah, whatever.
Anyways, so we'll take it to the orchid meeting, and hopefully maybe someone will be able to give us some information.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You really neglected this. And your name's Orchid Greg? I said, yeah, I mean, read my shirt. So anyways, there's our orchid talk. We haven't talked about orchids in a while, but moving on. Yeah, so on Wednesday, we went to the Key West Police Department for our ambassador class, our Key West ambassador class. And it was great. I'm sure if you guys are following us on Instagram, you saw we did a lot of behind the scenes. Yeah, or Facebook. We did a lot of behind the scenes photos and videos. So not only was it really interesting, but we also, just like from Chief Brandenburg, he did a presentation and told us about their training and their accreditation and the department, their budget, like all of that stuff, sort of the administrative stuff. Oh my God. We got to see. I only peed myself. We got to see the taser work, and that was interesting. Video of that. As did we should post that. Yeah, we didn't post that. But then we got to go outside, and so I don't know if you know this. The Key West PD actually has a mounted unit. So I posted the pictures and videos, and someone commented, and they were like, "Oh my God, that's amazing! I didn't know that Key West had a mounted unit." So we do. So there's 3 horses in the mounted unit, and I think just the 2 police officers. They just rotate through the 3 horses. So we got to meet 2 of the horses. We got to meet the 2 officers, and then there's 3 canine units, and we got to meet one of the canines. It's funny because there's I think they call him dual purpose canine or single purpose canine. And he's the single purpose canine, which means he only does the sniffing. He'll sniff out drugs, but he does not like go clear buildings. He doesn't attack. He doesn't take down people. He's just a sniffer bundle dog. Of joy. And unless you probably have drugs on you. He's so cute. I mean, he's so cute, so passive. We posted photos of that too on our Facebook. He's adorable. We did photos and videos. So I pinned it not pinned it. So it's on Instagram. If you go into our highlights, I put it in the ambassadors highlights. So you should you'll be able to see it still in there. But that was really fun and interesting. We got to talk to one of the motorcycle cops, and he told us all about his rig and like being a motorcycle cop and all that, his hog. Yeah. So it was really great. One of the things that they talked about that I thought was really interesting was they do a specific like autism training in understanding how to effectively interact with autistic members of the public when they go to a call and they encounter someone who's on the spectrum. And I thought that was, not only am I grateful that training exists, but that they do that, and that they have really, I think, invested in making sure that the officers do understand what it is to
I guess, be on the spectrum and talk to someone on the spectrum. And they had these virtual reality goggles, which they tried to do a demonstration.
They literally were like brand new. We were the first people to witness it.
Yeah. So there were a little bit of technical difficulties, but the premise is that the officers can use the VR to go through simulations of different types of calls, one of them being going to a call where someone is on the spectrum and how to effectively handle that, and they can practice it instead of having to get practice on in the real world. Yeah. They can practice it before going in and kind of learn, so they have that muscle memory. So they do a great job. They are understaffed, as all of our basically.
But there are technically only 2 understaffed, but he said they can get 8 more.
Yep.
So really, they're at 10.
About officers. Yeah. So there's also administrative positions. There's also other things. So if you are in law enforcement or have any desire to work in law enforcement in Key West, there are certainly opportunities. Dispatch, police officers, administrative. Yeah. I mean, so much stuff. So, they do a great job, and we're grateful for their service. That's for darn sure.
We appreciate it for sure.
Yeah. So that was our ambassador trip this week, which was really interesting. And we went to Shark Key on Monday.
We did go to... That was just this Monday?
Yeah.
No way. That wasn't last week?
Well, I mean, it was last Monday.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what's on my calendar.
Okay, well, I'll trust your calendar.
I mean, don't trust my memory. See, it was on Labor Day.
Oh my gosh. That was just this past Monday?
Yeah. It's only the 10th. Labor Day was the 4th.
I told you in the beginning, I did not know what month, day, or week we were in.
So on Labor Day, we went to Shark Key.
Which was really cool. That was the first time going to Shark Key. Saw a house that's getting built.
Shark Key, if you're not familiar, it's just north of Key West. It's a gated community. It's on the Gulf side, and it's beautiful. Yep. It's very beautiful.
I think a house just went for sale there, and like $6 or $7 million. So, so that was cool. That was a good experience.
Yeah, very cool. So that's really the highlights of our. I mean, I feel like there's so many other things. We had a Jimmy Buffett video go kind of viral on Facebook. We did. Oh, there's also the house that we went to, 1314 Virginia. I did a video about on TikTok, which is an adorable little house that they've recently done a price reduction
Still for sale. I don't understand that. I don't understand how. Yeah. Well, whatever.
Well, what I will say is the market
back up,
and the market has been strange, where it's like it's hard to clock a pattern on like what's going to sell quickly and for a good price, and then you find another one and you're like, this one's going to go so fast, and then it sits. For it's just a really strange market right now. I think
because there's another one that went for sale, like this past weekend, and it's already under contract.
Yeah. And there's it doesn't, and from what I can tell, I can't see any rhyme or reason, a lot of times.
And it was more. It was like 300,000 more.
Yeah.
So.
So anywho, it's an interesting market, but it seems like it's picking up, and so go check out.
Why don't you tell the people what's going on this
I'd love to.
Fine week.
So it's been a little quiet on the island. Yep. This is certainly the slower time on the island. We're gearing up for things to start picking up as we come into season, which really is kind of October is when people start coming back, and also that's when Fantasy Fest is. So we do anticipate seeing things pick up on the island. But this week, so tomorrow is September 11th, and the Key West Firehouse Museum, in cooperation with the Key West Fire Department, will hold a remembrance for the victims of the tragedy of September 11th, 2001 on Monday, beginning at 8:30 a.m. at the museum, which is located, if you aren't familiar, at 1024 Grinnell Street, and the public is invited to attend. And I really wish we could go. We can't, but that should be a really interesting. They actually have a piece of the Twin Towers there at the Firehouse Museum as well. That's there all the time. So that's on the 11th. On the 12th, 24 North Hotel, they're doing their Lanceberry paint and sip. So we like our paint and sips with Lance.
Picture. I think it's a rooster with a worm in its mouth.
Oh, that's kind of fun. Yeah, so if you're on the island, it's a fun thing to do. I mean, it's a paint and sip, but
I can't promise we won't go.
Yeah, that's true. The 13th through the 18th is Big Gay Key West, which is it's basically an event for, it's a game and social event with exclusive access to 4 beautiful, welcoming resorts: Island House, New Orleans House, Alexander's Guest House, and the Equator Resort. Enjoy reciprocal access to all of the guest houses, which are a short walking distance from each other, nightly happy hours, rotating pool parties at multiple resorts and bars with complimentary cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, 24/7 access to health club amenities at Island House, as well as many surprises. And you can book events packages and lodging online. So that's Big Gay Key West. And then the 14th, which I'm excited about this one, it's the Key West Art and Historical Society happy hour with the historian. Actually, the historian is in our ambassador class, Corey. So the next happy hour with the historian is presented at the Key West Art and Historical Society. It takes place from 5 to 6 on Thursday, the 14th. Attendees receive a complimentary drink and are treated to a short presentation titled Clear Havana's Key West's Cigar Industry, about the rise and fall of the cigar making industry in Key West. Tickets are $15, and you're going to go to 218 Whitehead Street for that event. So I'm kind of interested in going to that. I think that could be really cool.
We might go to that.
The Key West, the Art and Historical Society, the museum has a exhibition right now through October 22nd called the Out of the Box, the Art of the Cigar Label. So we have not seen that exhibition, but it sounds wildly interesting, and it kind of goes hand in hand with this happy hour with the historian. So that's what's going on. Like I said, things are picking up a little bit. It's been quiet for a few weeks. You can definitely tell it's a little quieter on the island. Mm-hmm. It's not dead by any stretch, but it's definitely a little quieter.
Still people here.
Yeah, but I feel like we're starting to.
No, I think it's starting to pick back up, which is great.
Yeah,
you're going to get into October, and that's when it's going to start
really cooking. Yeah.
So we'll do our house of the week, and it is 1023 Simonton Street. It is our listing. We had it on the market for a month and a half, 2 months. Mm-hmm. We then took it off the market for about a month and a half because the sellers were having friends come into town and all that. So it's just easier to take it off the market. And we literally just put it back on Friday night. So we're excited for that.
Yep.
That is a 2-bedroom, 3-bath, a little over 1,400 square feet. You have private off-street parking covered.
Yes.
And it's a assigned spot.
Yes.
So that's great. You don't have to worry about rushing back to get a spot.
Right.
Low HOA of $285 a month. And what am I missing?
X-Flood.
X-Flood, yeah.
Which is nice for your flood insurance. Hurricane doors and windows, which are multi-purpose because one, of course, you lock it and you leave and you don't have to worry about shutters or any of that when it's storm season if you're not here. But also they really help with sound. So a lot of times in Old Town, what you'll experience is that it can be a little louder just because it's the more busy area of town. And Simonton can be a busier street. You're only 1 block from Duval Street, which is really great for walking purposes, and especially if you're using it as like a rental or whatever. But having those hurricane doors and windows, you can open the door and you hear the road traffic noise, and you shut the door, you don't hear it. It's very quiet inside.
It's actually kind of crazy.
The other thing that we like to say too, if you've heard us talk about this property, you've probably heard us say this, but the fact that it has a full bath downstairs is really nice.
But a lot of times it's just a half bath.
Most of the time it's going to be like a 2.5, but it's a full bath downstairs, which is so nice because if you're using it in this way, but especially if you're using it as a rental and you put a sleeper sofa downstairs, most of the time, if you've got a half bath downstairs, what happens is the people that are, kind of drew the short straw, or the kids, the teenagers, whoever you put downstairs, they've got to go upstairs and use one of the full baths. And so they're sharing with someone who's in one of the upstairs rooms, which it's not that big of a deal, but it is kind of a pain. But since you have the full bath downstairs, anyone who's downstairs, they have their own private full bath, which is so nice, especially again in a rental situation or something like that. So it's got a lot of perks. It's only 21 units
being sold
in
furnished.
The little enclave.
Built in 2015.
Yes, it's quiet. It's real. The landscaping is beautiful. It's like lush tropical landscaping, very mature, and it's it's just nice. The outside, the back porch outside the deck, it's pretty sizable. We have a nice little furniture setup out there. There's space for a grill, storage, everything. It's just a cute little place. Like you could totally just sit and hang out there, have a drink.
And then when we put it back on the market, we did a small price reduction.
Yes, we did.
So it's now listed at $1,350,000.
It is. Yep.
So
less than $1,000 per square foot in Old Town. Which,
it's a block from Duval.
Yeah, it's very competitively priced.
Reach out to us if you're interested in that. What else? Anything else?
Gosh.
Oh, we're doing a Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah.
So if you actually watch this Monday morning, we'll be doing a Facebook and TikTok Sunset Live with Southernmost Ted. That is Monday the 11th. So we'll be doing that at night, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right. We're scheduled to go live at 7. We're going to a secret spot.
Yep.
So once we get there, get up there. But roughly we're scheduled to go live at 7. If we can get on a little earlier, we'll try. But we're planning on just doing like sunset chat. And then also
maybe
since Southernmost Ted is there, he said he'd be willing to answer some questions if there are any of those. So we don't want to overwhelm him with questions or anything. It's not going to be like a constant Q&A, but we can talk ghosts as well. So so that'll be fun. So you can, if you are on TikTok and you're following us on TikTok, we have an event scheduled. It's on our profile. You can click to like RSVP to that, and I think you get a notification. And then I might try to make an event in the Facebook.
Yeah, if we can.
If we can, Facebook's a little
We're going to probably go do a test live here.
Yeah.
Even though it's late, we're still going to go try to do one, I think.
What do you mean?
Like go out there and do a live.
Via Facebook?
Yeah, we'll probably toss on TikTok too, but
yeah. So we're gonna figure it out. Facebook's not as intuitive as TikTok, but if you're interested, we'll be live. 2 spots, God willing.
Yeah.
That's about it, I think.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you as always.
Yes, thank you.
Reach out to us if you need anything real estate related.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys. Thanks. Bye.